on the mat to demonstrate their commitment to seeing each other as equals and treating each other with respect and dignity. Earlier tonight, Ed Scott with his family, quite a journey all the way from the state of Pennsylvania, and his parents, they traveled to nearly every match to watch him. He told us his parents are his biggest fans. His father wrestled at Gannon College, introduced him to the sport at the age of 5, and now on senior night, he gets ready to take on Aden, Valencia. I don't think anyone, Rock, saw Valencia wrestling 157 tonight. Keep in mind, he was at 141 less than 24 hours ago against Princeton.
Last night. And already Ed Scott's going to the underhook. What he'll do, left side underhook, he'll lock his hands behind the head, and he will often go to a headlock, or he'll also go to a fireman's carry. So, yeah, nobody expected this. I mean, when Coach Greg told me before the match what's going to happen, he said, Rock, don't pass out. And I said, I wasn't ready for this one. But here's the thing. Aden Valencia is a blue chipper. I mean, blue chipper. He has that mindset that he really thinks he can win every match. Coach Hayden Hadley, when I was out at Stanford, said that he wrestled with him, and they went to a match, and Hayden Hadley's a stud. And he beat Valencia, and Valencia actually believed that he should have won, which is crazy. So this kid has a lot of confidence, and he's really strong. Daniel Cardenas, who is the actual 157-pounder, said that Valencia is one of the strongest guys on the team.
Trying to showcase some of that strength, but he cannot get out of that. And Ed Scott fires the opening salvo here, the 3. And now Scott goes to work on top. Yeah, Valencia, one of the talented recruits in this freshman class that's absolutely loaded for Stanford. Some really big names in that group. E.J. Parco, we saw him at 149. They're protecting his red shirt. He had a huge win against Vasquez of Arizona State recently, really won that duel for Stanford. So they have some really good freshmen in Valencia, certainly near the top of that pack in that class.
And he's going against one of the guys that's been around the block. Ed Scott, he's been in so many battles. All the battles he had over years with Antonian, many matches that he's had, All-American. He knows how to win. And it's a tough task for Aden Valencia against a guy that's been experienced like Ed Scott, and who's actually pretty good on top as well, as we're seeing right now.
Inside a minute to go in this opening period. Scott continues to ride with that size and that 3-0 lead.
And he's keeping the pressure forward on the shoulders and on the hands of Valencia. So obviously, Valencia's undersized, but Ed Scott is doing a good job of being on his toes and keeping the pressure forward. By keeping the pressure forward on the hands, it's harder to stand up.
Zach Esposito, what an addition this offseason for Pat Papalizio and the Wolfpack coaching staff. His first year here, and saw Esposito on that sideline. Spent the past 20 years on the bench with John Smith and Stillwater. Scott close to getting some back points. Valencia showing his strength, able to get back to his base, completely flattened out here. Let's see if he can muscle up some energy to try to get out late as we hit short time in this first period.
Keeping the pressure on the scapula, on the shoulder blades. And look at Ed Scott, looking at the clock, just being aware, match awareness, know what's going on, don't give up any foolish points. Let's see this takedown here. In the first period, Ed Scott was in and kind of just followed behind, and by putting the pressure forward on the hands, that's when the official gave the takedown. And then at that point, he just put on a monster ride, kept the pressure forward, and built up a significant amount of riding time.
This is a wait for Stanford. Normally, they have turned to their true freshman in Grigor Cholakian. Cholakian not out there tonight, so now Valencia unable to contain Scott, and a 4-0 lead for the senior. Scott, the two-time ACC champ, won the title last year over Sonny Santiago, won his first title back in 2022. He really had a key win last week in Chapel Hill when North Carolina was looking to knock off the Wolfpack. Scott stepped on the mat after North Carolina had rattled off 3 straight wins. He was able to get NC State in the win column, and Wolfpack were able to hang on and win that tightly contested duel.
That's just body work. That's just strength. That's a takedown and near fall. And this is Ed Scott getting it going. This is tight. He's going to try to step over. Really getting it back. This could be it. Senior night for Ed Scott. Just opened this matchup. That was all weight. All weight. You saw it. Just pushed him in and just kind of bullied him.
Full allotment of near fall points, and now not just burying Valencia with this ride, but burying him up on that scoreboard, 11-0.
And we must state again, Stanford asked a real tough task for Aden Valencia. Just last night, he was wrestling in 141 and now up 2 weight classes. This is his 5th match allowed as a true freshman.
Hey, you mentioned that win last night. Beat Elijah Rivera, who just snuck into the top 30 last week. Won a tight one, 5-4. And again, that was down a couple of weights at 141 pounds. But no Chalakian, the talented Armenian wrestler. And all of a sudden, Stanford getting Valencia his 5th match as far as the redshirt rule, and running into a tough customer with Ed Scott.
Ed is doing what he's supposed to do as a returning All-American. Controlling the match. And you watch the shot, just bullying. Watch him just kind of run over, step out, hips over, locks over. And at that point, control is established. And a near fall, full allotment. Ed Scott all over Aden Valencia.
In a pretty nice pipeline from the state of Pennsylvania to Raleigh throughout the year. Scott, one of those guys. He grew up in a very rural setting in central Pennsylvania. He was aware of North Carolina State thanks to a couple of pretty good Philly natives, and the Hidley brothers saw their success. Scott followed, and yeah, like we have documented, what a wonderful career it has been. Valencia showing some of his skill set here as he's in on that leg. Scott with that whizzer trying to apply the defensive mechanism. Each wrestler grabbing the opposite's lower half as this scramble continues. 1:10 remaining in this 3rd period. Oh, you love the fight from Valencia, and he gets the 3.
He does, and this is a learning experience. Learning experience, and look at Valencia. He is still coming forward. He's still coming forward, still going hard. Learning experience.
Look at the ACC at 157. Hippolito getting healthy. Ranked 10th for Virginia Tech. Hopefully we'll see Hippolito and Scott next Friday night. That huge duel. Virginia Tech, NC State from Blacksburg.
Don't get me started. That match next week. Fans, I know we're watching this match, but next week is going to be a dandy. Inside trip. Not enough. Hips run underneath Miller.
Valencia takes a look over at the clock. Final few moments. One more shot driving Scott backwards, and Ed Scott on senior night comes away with the victory. A bonus point win for the Wolfpack. He has been as steady and reliable as they come throughout his time here in Raleigh. And a sea of red come to their feet to express their gratitude and appreciation. All-American from a couple of years ago, just missed out on the podium last year. And what did Pat Popolizio tell us when the calendar flips to mid-February? It's Ed Scott time. Senior night. Scott delivers for the Wolfpack. You have not heard the last of Aden Valencia. A hunger for success. He will be back. Part of the